Where are you? Where is he? There he is. We've just arrived for a... G'day. G'day, mate.
When we talked about doing a video for Savage Heart, we wanted it to be like a road movie.
Yeah, along the lines of Thelma and Louise, all those sorts of cool road movies.
Yeah.
With the female characters, the sort of strong, independent female leads.
Right. We wanted to develop this character who we created a backstory for and a name. Mm-hmm. And then part of that is finding the costume that feels right for the character.
Yeah. Well, I knew this place, Retropolis, here in Melbourne, and it's a big vintage sort of garage. So I knew they had a whole bunch of really old dresses and vintage things that would be great. And you and I went in there and I had a whole bunch of stuff I was trying on. And then we were thinking, let's find a fuzzy jumper a la, what's the character's name in Paris? Jane in Paris, Texas, and looking around for fuzzy jumpers, and then found this peachy orangey coloured one, which was perfect. We just kind of knew when we saw it that was the costume. We found a pink baby doll sort of nightie from like the 50s, I think it was. And then we found the jacket and I said, what about this? Put it on and we both just went, oh, yep. Yes, that's the jacket. And then we kind of wove it into the storyline.
And then in developing this character, we toyed around with some different wigs.
Yep. Then the blonde wig was kind of a throwback to Jane from Paris, Texas as well. But it just didn't quite work, and so we ditched the wig.
We did a test shoot the day before we were scheduled to start filming. And then we realised during the test shoot that the shorts weren't quite fitting.
Yeah, those shorts, they were a little ill-fitting, so I had to run around and get another spare pair of shorts from like a, run-of-the-mill clothes shop, and then undo the patches from the vintage shorts and then sew them on the new shorts, which was really hard work.
I really felt when we were filming this camera test and wardrobe test that to me she looked like a superhero. Linda Carter, sort of Wonder Woman, with the red belt and the red details and the shoes. And
I loved it when you said that. Yeah, that was really cool.
And then there's the rest of the kind of world that we were trying to build for Savage Heart was props.
Yeah.
So we also found some of those at the same place.
Yes, we found the blue bunny. Mm-hmm. As soon as we saw him, we were like, he's going on the dashboard.
Yeah, he became our mascot.
Yeah. And a camera, we thought, it'd be nice to have an old camera. Oh, the Love's Hearts were actually earrings, so we separated them and hung one of them off the rear vision mirror. And then the Fanta bottle. Oh, God, the Fanta bottle was... I wasn't sure about the Fanta product placement part of it, but... it just felt right. And a couple of books, so the Black Orchid, thought that looked really good, an old vintage book. And we chucked in Lo Carmen's new book, which is all about strong, independent, wild women, so that seemed appropriate. Savage Heart number plates. How did you come up with the Savage Heart custom plate idea? Where did that come from?
Maybe the Pussy Wagon from Kill Bill. Once we'd found the car, which belonged to my brother-in-law, Noel, I realised, I don't want to see his number plate. Don't want to shoot around it. I want to be able to film the entire car. So that's when the Savage Heart number plate idea came.
At first I was a bit like, could be a bit cheesy or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when I actually saw the plates, it was on the car. It was like, how did you know that was going to look so cool? Right. Like, it looked so good.
And as an intro to the clip, it works really well.
Yeah, it really helped make that world heaps. And then did the keychain idea come with the custom plate idea?
Yeah, it was an extension of that. So if she's got the custom number plates, then the key ring goes along with that,
Yeah.
And then we asked Evie to design it for us.
Yes. young Evie Turner, who's really good at designing, and we just gave her some art direction, and she came up with the really awesome black font, and I think it looks ace. Looks really good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
All of these things, you might not really necessarily notice them in the video, but they're all part of that world building.
And, you know, Adam and I spent ages having cuppas in the morning and brainstorming the storyboard and the character, and we just get so excited about that stuff, you know.
Every morning it was like, have any epiphanies?
Yeah.
And because we were treating this video more like a movie, it went through many iterations and different endings.
Oh, so, yeah, we had a totally different ending.
We had several different endings.
We did, actually, yeah. Yeah, it just kept evolving, and which was part of the fun. Mm-hmm. It was a really fun clip to make.
It sure was. It was kind of a little bit sad when it was over.
Yeah, every day was exciting, and yeah, when it ends, it's like,
And putting the costume away in a box.
Yeah.
Just felt a bit sad.
It did feel a bit sad. Yeah, we still have everything. We've even got a copy of the storyboard in a safety box now. Yeah. A little suitcase tucked away. So here I am at Bellarine Caravans, and I've got to ask the blokes, Roger and Ben, if they can take down the blue signs, because it's messing with our shot of the motel sign, so I'm going to go in there and say g'day. This was funny when Bellarine Caravans had their blue flags out, which was messing with our shot, and so I had to go in and talk to them. They were very amenable, and they removed them for us for the clip, and they were quite chuffed that they were sort of semi-involved. People actually enjoy it. They love it. Any contact we make on a location or a shoot, most people really get into it, don't they?
I don't want to be in it.
Yeah, I don't want to be in it.
It's all right. We don't want you in it either.
Yeah.
So Ad and I made 4 videos together for the first solo album that came out in 2011. And when we started talking about making another bunch of videos for Inland, I remember saying that we should maybe try and avoid repeating ourselves with locations. And then we kind of figured, no, well, why? We love filming in Geelong and Brimley, you know? And so in this shot, you can, if you look closely, you can see the Shell oil refinery in the background, which we also used in the repairer. Yes. So it's a nice little callback.
Yeah, the Corio Bay Motel. We had to kind of sweet talk the owner, and he ended up letting us use the main car park area, and said, yeah, as long as you're 5 minutes. We were longer than 5 minutes, but we were trying to be as quick as we could. I think that this shot with the car coming in was only shot twice, or was it once?
I think only once for the actual car coming in, and then a couple of you getting out of the car. But we were pretty efficient.
Yeah, it was all very... Some of it was just had to be really quick. But the woman in the orange jumper there with the
That's
glasses,
my little sister.
Yeah, that's Faye. And that's Noel, her husband, in the background, and he's the owner of the what's the official title of the car?
He calls it a Regal Pacer.
Regal Pacer.
So a Pacer is a 2-door, but he's done the 4-door Valiant Regal. He's sort of done it up as a Pacer.
It's a 1971 model.
Valiant. Yeah.
Valiant, yeah.
There's my body double. Stunt double, Faye.
We had to get Faye to help drive the car because I couldn't drive a manual on my own. I had to be assisted by Noel in some of the shots. He was activating the gear shifts and I was doing the clutch. And then Faye was obviously doing the whole thing on her own because she can drive manual. So it was great to have her there for those, bits that I couldn't do at all. But I did drive with Noel. Oh, actually, probably shouldn't say that, everybody. It's probably illegal, but that's what we did. It's what you have to do to get a shot. Don't tell anyone.
Adam's in the back filming.
And you can see Adam there. He's using a Lumix camera. Adam was operating the camera the whole time. There he is in the back. We were doing fun things like that.
It's also probably illegal.
Yep.
But
what I was saying before in this driving shot, you can see me driving and it looks like I'm driving the car, and I am, but I'm not operating the gear stick. So the shifter.
It's a shifter car.
There's a Noel sitting in the passenger seat. Noel's there operating half of the car for me. There he is. There's Noel.
We tried several times to get our big fuck off burnout shot,
but there was some variables that were making it hard to get it right. It was a few things. It was like
I was having trouble keeping focus
with the camera. Yeah. And then there was the gravel. We needed a certain amount of dryness in the gravel.
That's right, because it had been raining also, and we wanted to kick up quite a bit of dust.
Yeah, and then we didn't quite get the kick up that we wanted in one location. I think we ended up on another road.
Yeah.
And then shot it there.
It was more of a back road.
And that's where we got the opening.
I think I'd already planned to try and have a shot that stays on the car driving away, until the drums and other instrumentation comes in. So we kind of found a setup where that would work.
Yeah, I loved that about the way you shot, because you already had the edit going in your mind, so you knew you needed a certain length for the opening sort of credits and the titles for our mini movie, and I love that. Yeah, that felt really good that you knew, and I knew it would look amazing, but I just didn't know how amazing it would look in the end. But
yeah, I mean, you just got to try things, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
Somebody's filming a scene for Adalita. It's a fantasy.
Product placement.
Here's us shooting in Moriac, at the front of the Moriac General Store. It was funny because I remember we were shooting in modern day locations. We were kind of looking to shoot in sort of old train station, but we were like, well, let's just go with the modern one, but shoot it in a way where it might look picturesque, which I think it does, but we didn't use this shot.
Well, you had your mobile phone in your back pocket.
I had my mobile phone in my back pocket, and we didn't realise till after we finished shooting.
This was a different ending that we'd filmed. And the idea was, it's a road movie, so what's the destination?
Yeah. Why is she on the road?
Who was she calling on the payphone?
Yeah. Kind of like, who's the song about? The song sort of informed that as well.
And we were never going to answer that question. Leave it to the imagination.
Yeah, so this scene, which ended up, we didn't use it. I mean, this is someone's private driveway that I do end up walking up, but I only walked up halfway because I was a bit scared of trespassing. And it kind of worked out, though, that we dumped that ending, because then we had a way different ending.
Yeah, which I way prefer.
Me too. It's way more open and doesn't sort of spell it out for you, which we both really like.
Yeah.
I really like the way that your framing can make a suburban sort of house look cinematic.
Oh, thanks. I had already wanted a red door, and it only matters what is in front of that camera lens. Everything else, it could be totally wrong. But as long as what you're capturing inside that frame fits in with the idea, and I was really, really very fortunate to have the opportunity to spend a few days on the set of Inland Empire, which is funny now in hindsight, in Inland Empire, just observing David Lynch work. And I learned how you don't need a lot of money. You just got to have ideas. And he just found the locations that fit into the ideas that he had. And maybe that's just obvious, but that's the key.
Okay, we are at an awesome bar in Melbourne. Some of you probably might recognise this bar. So we're going to do some shots with extras tonight. This is the first time we're going to have extras. And there is our bartender, Marat. Hello.
This is the interior location of our exterior pub. So the exterior pub shot was in Charlton, but the interior was actually shot in Melbourne at the Brunswick Green, run by Marit Postuma, who played the bartender. You can see a lot of Melbourne musos in this shot, and including Melbourne music industry icon Mary Michalakos in the background there. You can see Tom Lincoln, you can see Amelia Sarica, you can see Raul Sanchez, Kylie Kufos from the Cha-Cha-Chas.
Lewis Fuzzhound. Alyssa Rose. Steve Patrick, and your band.
And my band was in it. Louis and Dan and Matt, they're all in there.
There was just this magic moment that I was kind of sad that we couldn't make it work in the video, but this unscripted but really magic moment between you and Matt Bailey.
Yeah, that was so weird.
Break the fourth wall there.
Yeah, I love breaking the fourth wall.
And then that light.
Yes, the light went on and I broke character, I lost it. Then I tried to get back into the character who has got a bit of sass, and he and Matt and I are I was talking to him from my character's point of view. So I can't remember what I was saying, but I was being a smart ass. And he was doing good. He was reacting in whatever character he was playing, probably just himself. And he's not. Yes. Yeah, it was a cool little moment. We love classic Australian films like Picnic at Hanging Rock and
Puberty Blues.
Here My Voice Broke. Just your classic Aussie feature films that were really iconic. And yeah, we wanted the Aussie landscape. There's a sort of a magnetism in the land, so we wanted to get that across. Yeah.
Well, we always kind of have our location scouting goggles on whenever we're driving anywhere.
Yeah. And there was a few moments in the clip where things got a bit hairy. I remember there was one scene where we were walking through a whole flower bed on a highway near Inglewood, which is before Charlton.
Oh, the bull ants.
Bull ants, was it? Yeah.
I was actually standing on a bull ant's nest and didn't realise.
And I was just like, oh my God. Like, that was so bad. But lucky you didn't get badly bitten or anything.
No.
Yeah.
Clocked it soon enough, but yeah.
Hey everyone, here we are. We're just shooting an interior scene. It's night here in this little country town.
I guess we need to talk about Charlton Motel. I mean, that was such a huge part of this shoot, and that town really helped the mood.
Yeah, well, we with the help of
Kate Berry.
Yeah, we did a lot of scouting, from our computer.
Kate Berry from OK Motels, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah.
She recommended places for us, and then we researched those, and because we were looking for a very specific kind of vibe with the rooms.
Yeah, I mean, harking back to Paris, Texas, that kind of old school roadside motels and, the real flea-bitten kind of...
Yeah, and we weren't trying to pretend like we're shooting in a different era. We knew that there would be modern-day cars, but it's just, evocative.
And we wanted it to be from a sort of a pre-digital era, the old school sort of 70s, 80s, 90s road movies, kind of pre-mobile phones and stuff like that. But yeah, we couldn't avoid some of the mod cons and the look, but I think we sort of got around it. And even if it's in there, it doesn't matter. You still get the old pub in the old town, but with the new utes sitting by the side of the pub,
And there's something also very Australian about it.
Yeah.
Charlton was under new management, and they told us that they were going to refurbish these rooms.
That's right, and we caught it right in time and before they were going to do that, so we were lucky to get the wood-panelled rooms because I think they're going to, go. I think they're going to change.
Yep.
Still working out the logistics.
I think it's 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my God. We worked so hard. Oh my God. Working on storyboards at 4 in the morning. The storyboard with Adam and me in the motel room.
Morning everyone. We're just about to shoot the baby doll scene of the morning after.
It was great fun staying at the Charlton Motel. We had the location of the rooms, plus we had the pool, and then we had the Charlton pub, and then we had the road shots as well, the really sort of classic Aussie landscape with the power lines and the trees. But it was fun. We stayed at the motel for, I think, 3 days or something like that. You can see the pink bunny prop in the background there and the books in the background. Yeah, so you can see the quilt there, the satin quilt, that sort of beigey with the rose embroidery. That was set design. I found that in an op shop in Melbourne, and
Sort of a mushroom.
it's a bit of a mushroomy colour. But I love that quilt. I thought that just looked great. And of course the baby doll pyjamas down to the spotty stockings. That was all part of her character.
We sort of lost this scene when we changed the ending.
Yeah, we did. We didn't quite need it.
Along with the phone booth.
The pool shot, we tried lots of different costume changes. That was a bit of a long day. That started the day. I was a little bit tired, got a bit cranky. Didn't I, Adam?
Yeah. Well, you're a little bit sleep deprived too, I think.
Yeah, probably, that's right, yeah. But yeah, we didn't try and hide the gate or anything like that.
No, I loved it actually.
Yeah, that's right, you loved it.
I think we had originally planned on you maybe having a swim.
That's right.
But once we got there and we saw the state of the pool, well, that's not going to happen. But then kind of like this more.
Yeah, I did too. And then we'd get the little butterflies coming through and the birds. And it's always nice, nature interacting and getting some of those unscripted but really welcome kind of picturesque things and happy little accidents.
Yeah, Charlton worked out really well for us. But again, credit to Kate Berry, who is trying to keep that stuff alive.
Yeah, with the OK Motels gigs and tours. Yeah. Check it out, it's really cool. So yeah, it's right in the middle of Charlton is the Kate Berry's OK Motels sign. They have a very strong connection with that town, so now we do too, thanks to Kate. Ooh. This place is incredible, guys. Lake Tyrrell. So yeah, when we decided on a new ending.
And we'd been out to Sea Lake for Dazzling, and you wouldn't know it to look at this, but that's also at Sea Lake.
Because there'd been that really major flooding that happened in Charlton, actually, and Wedderburn, which is on the Calder, where we'd been shooting. But we'd finished shooting, went back home, and literally the rains came, that massive rains that flooded so much of Victoria. Out came. But my point was that, the rains had come before that as well and caused all the greenery. But when we were there a few months ago, it was completely dry. Like it was like a desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Day 7. Oh, God.
So this is when we decided to shoot the new ending at the beach.
Yeah. And that felt really good.
Yeah, it felt right.
Yeah. And this is down at
Point Impossible.
Point Impossible, yeah, near Torquay. Yeah, when you mentioned like finishing it at the beach, I was like, isn't that a bit cliche? But it's a cliche because it's a good idea, and the way we do it won't be the same as anyone else. So, we'll just do it our way, and it totally worked. Like, just the ending looks so good with the wide shot of me sitting at Brimley Beach.
Yeah.
Which is another throwback to Hot Air. The first clip.
Hot Air and Brimley and the tea trees at night. And then we also filmed the beginning and end of the Repairer.
Yes.
At Brimley.
Yeah.
And Brimley is also the birthplace of Magic Dirt.
That's right. And then it ended up at the end of Savage Heart, which, just felt really good. Although we had a bit of trouble with the seagulls.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't so, you thought the seagulls were okay or kind of cute.
Yeah.
Or sort of.
I mean, I like when you can get animals in the video, but if they're eating up the scene.
Hogging the scene. Yeah, I mean, I love seagulls, but I was like, I wanted it to be sort of this like really clean lines, but the seagulls but they did end up in the final cut.
Yeah, but just not as close up.
No, not as close up. And the conga line. I got everyone to do a conga line at the pub, and we filmed it, of course, but And it just didn't fit the edit, but
Kind of knew that it wouldn't, but it was definitely a fun way to end the night. We had all our extras there for 4 hours, for what ended up being about 15 seconds of footage in the video. So it was a nice way to end the night.
It was fun. It was like we had a private pub to ourselves. I remember we were all sort of drinking beers and carrying on. It was fun. But yeah, all very good friends here, meeting up and just hanging out for a video clip. So thanks everyone. There's my band. And that's a wrap.